Good afternoon. So, the class, sorry for a little delay in the class. Uh, will be due to some certain issue. So, we'll be presenting to us management support system. Management support system. So, management support system. Somebody may ask, why management support system, and what is the purpose of the management support system? So let's start with the definition of management support system. It's a computer-based information system designed to manage for planning and decision making, which focuses on managerial uses of information resources. As some background we have in our data, maybe in secondary school or computer studies and GSS classes. So we've been introduced to the definition of data. We say data are raw facts that needed to be processed. Then when we have it being processed, we call it information. So information are processed data. When we now have information system that manage the planning and decision making. So which means management support system uses information to plan and to make decision for purposely for managerial purpose, for management. And when we hear management, most of the time it is a business oriented, and we talk about the profit maximization. So why management support system? You will see the reason we are studying this and the purpose of it and how we can apply it and how we have been using it, that most of all we are not even aware of it. So look at this diagram. We have extraction of a raw material, manufacturing, packing, and distribution products. You then go back to final disposal. So let's take our plastic, for example. When we take a plastic bottle or water, so we extract raw material. Extracting raw material means that we are using for plastic is which we are using as an example. We are using the byproducts of petroleum for the production of plastic. When we extract it and we manufacture, turning it to plastic, then we pack it together, then distribute it to the user, and the product is being used. After usage, people will dispose it or we recycle it to form another plastic, which is we mostly on our campuses. You have been seeing many people picking plastic around. So it is used to produce another one. That is a energy recycling, that is conservation of energy. So when we now have data, processing it to information, then repackaging it for the purpose of profit maximization, and we distribute it to people that needed it. Then people that needed it later use it, they dispose it around, or we take it again, we reuse it. And sometimes information of a particular system serve as data for another system. Like for example, when we take my data like student data, let's say we are students. Let's take our data for example. You go to bank, let's use the bank system. You go to bank, they take your names, your details, your BV, they register you for BVN, they create BVN for you. Using your BVN alone, we can generate many things from your details. And using if you enroll on NIN, your NIN alone can give us your picture, which we used during the enrollment, during the registration of the NIN. So why MSS? Why management support system? Let's continue. We have type of MSS, management support system, MSS. Management support system is of different types. So I'll be talking about the following: management information system, MIS. And most university, even in our university, we have management information system, MIS. Then decision support system, DSS, transaction processing system, expert system, knowledge system. These are the type of management support system I will be talking about. So for the MIS, management support system, it is an organized collection of people, procedure, software, databases, and devices that provide routine information to managers and decision makers. In this, we are for every parastatal, government parastatal or institution like our university here, we have management information system. What is the purpose? Why are they there? They take people's the students, the staffs, all the human resources that are in the university. They have the data. Then they put it on the database. Like it won't go well when we have a student, like for example, most of the time when we have our graduates, the graduates, their data is being sent to the NYC portal for their data sometimes is being sent to the NY all the time rather. So if once you finalize, you finish with your program. Please. So once we finish with your program, we notice that when you go to NYSC portal, quickly you will see your details. Once you enter your call up number, all those details, I've forgotten most of them because I have done my NYSC, it has been long. So the university need to send our data to them, then it will be integrated on their portal. So how are we having this data? Why are we having them? We have your data during the course of registration, as you go on part one, part two, part three until you graduate. Then this management support system, this management of information system in the university manage those data for us to have an accuracy. So it set the organization tactical level and provide report generated with data and information from transaction processing system. So when we get to transaction processing system, that is TPS, you will see. So I think we have gotten a little idea of management information system. So I will explain, I will give us a scenario where we can have it being related most of the time. Then we go to importance of a management information system because it provides information that is essential to operation, management, and decision making. So here, what are the important? They help us to keep data, they help us to keep information, they help us to manage data, information which may be used later for decision making. Then, for example, university student management information system. In your portal, your dashboard, when you go to university portal, some students complained some times ago that their portal, they were unable to open their portal. Now the portal is open now. So when you go to the portal, you register as a student using your status, your registration status, status of student, eligible to take exam. And if we have exam, some students fail to register their courses at the right time, and whenever they want to take their CBT exam, they will go in and they try to log in. They find it difficult to log in. Why? Because the system, their data has not been incorporated into the system. So, which means for you to be able to eligible to take exam, you should have registered. And when you register for the course, it will be easier for you whenever it is time to take the exam. That is purpose of managing information. That is management information system. Then as well, during the course of the CBT, some will be allowed to register as at the point of the exam so as to accommodate them. No problem. But purposely, when you register on your own, your data will be saved and we'll be able to see it at the back end in the database. So we now go to then eligible to take exam. So that is a student information on the portal, on the student university student management information system. Then for DSS now, decision support system. Somebody, when we have decision, you are taking decision, you want to, maybe you want to, you are in, you want to do something, then you are now thinking of which decision should I take, how do I take it, and how can it work perfectly for me. Decision support system is an organized collection of people, procedures, software, databases, and devices that support problem-specific decision making. It serves the organization strategies management level input of a decision. So in decision support system, this help as we have our pre-informed data. For example, if I want to make an informed decision about a particular product, I will look at the business oriented, for example, like I have let's take agri product now, the agricultural produce. We know that in the rainy season there are some farm produce that are more that we see more on ground, like for example maize, I think cassava, and some others. So when we have that, we know that a particular season we can, and you want to produce a popcorn or you want to use maize to as your own input before you have your final output. So you will be looking for a time where we have, because for every organization we are after profit maximization. So you look for a time whereby we have plenty of maize, we have more maize on ground. So when you have that, it will be easier for you. The decision to take that time, it means let me buy maize during the rainy season, then store it. After storing it and preserve it, then use it at any period of time that you want it. But when you are now taking a decision where you have scarcity, it means that you are risking your final produce, the income, your income rather. So it serves the organization strategies management level. So whenever the organization wants to make decision, they will look at the previous data, what has been occurring, and how does it occur, what they forecast or foresee, what they can do in order to manage the resources, or whether human or material resources on ground. So we have uh for example now, in decision support system, we have a subway history that help us to maximize creative and risk taking. We can test any exciting, but it can test any exciting but risking idea before we roll it out and rapidly roll out one that work. So for example now, you have many ideas. Like some people, they have a prototype of their product. They will give it to the user. Prototype means the template or the sub product, not the final original product that can be used. Like we are developing a software for our, like for maybe in our own department or in your area as well. When you have a prototype, like people will you want to produce a popcorn, you produce a little and you distribute it around for people for free, to take for free. So that one will give them a sense of this popcorn is very sweet. So which means I can buy it. That is a prototype. That is this is a sample of my product. And if you look at it, people can comment what is going on and what. So this, when we test and we get comments, so it will help us to take decision. So decision support system to evaluate various initiatives, bundles, means offer, price, promotion. Like for example, those many people selling product online, they will come at a particular time and tell you that they are doing promo. So when they are doing promo, and if they introduce promo to people, many people will like to buy their product. That we are selling it for 10,000 naira before. Because of promo, we are selling it's going for 8,000 naira. That is a deduction of 2,000 naira. So people will try to buy as a result of a promo, and they compare the previous price with the current price. So many people take decision easier then, and possibly the product, the goods will be sold at a faster rate. So, and as well, they do bundle. We want to do offer, like MTN offer. Most of us, when you see MTN offer, MTN will give you offer. They will tie you, they will tie your hand with another condition, which may not be, if you are not careful. That, so that will make people to, it will attract the customer. So, and as a result, they will tend to sell their product more. So which means in decision support system, we are using a particular pre pre-informed data to take our decision, and the people will try to maximize our product. And at the end of the day, we look at it that with this time frame, at a particular time in time, at this period of time, people buy our product when we are doing promo, which means people like promo. Like Nigeria, they like something that is cheap. So at the end of the day, it will help the company to make this informed decision. And whenever they are doing any meeting, the end of the year meeting, they will tend to advise their the head of the organization. So let's then the next. I'm coming. Why is this one missing? Then we have transaction processing system. The transaction processing system is an organized. Put it slice so is present. I'm coming. We have a little expression. Then we have transaction processing system. It is an organized collection of people, procedures, software, data, and devices used to perform and record business transaction. So when we mention transaction is any business oriented exchange such as payment to employees, sales of customer, payment to supplier, or anything that relate to money transaction. Serve the organization operational level. So in transaction processing system, we are having people like a payroll system. For example, in most standard organization, we have a payroll system where people, the names, the data, the details of the people are being recorded, and the amount they are taking home per month, and as well their level, their which is a dependent of their qualification, the spent time of the year spent, year of service, all those they are required data in transaction processing and payroll system. So a payroll is an example of transaction processing system. So let's now have type of transaction. We have batch processing system and real-time processing. In real-time, most of us will use our mobile app for I'm coming. I'm having real-time processing system. Real-time processing system example is our when we are transferring, sending money from our bank to another bank account. That is real time. So when there is a delay, you will be panic. I've sent 20, 50,000 naira to a particular account, and the person has not received the alert. What is wrong? You will be panic. And at the end of the day, maybe there is a problem with the network, or so you go to your bank, you complain, all those. Many people, that is real time. Something that happened and you want the result to be executed at that point in time. Then it is also applied in flight management system, the flight system, flight booking. So it occurs in real time. So you book, you get your response, and you use the communication radio in the airport. All those are real time. So there is no delay, and there is no delay. If there is a problem with delay, the system may cause panic. Then batch processing system. Batch involve what is wrong here. Batch processing of transaction take place over batches. Follow FIFO. FIFO means first in, first out. And we have LIFO as well. Last in, first out. So in batches, a process that take place according to the time of their answering. That is a batch processing, which is also type of a transaction processing system. So this example useful in hotel reservation, the customer, and the instant verification of the request. Then for the batch, the batches of employee salary is processed over a span of 2 weeks or payroll in a biweekly. So when they are, for example, in a payroll system, when an organization want to pay, if we have like thousands of workers, you don't expect the thousands of workers to receive the salary, their monthly stipend at the same time. So the process is in batches that if batch A, then after them batch B, batch C. So depending on the complexity of the system and the payroll system that they are using. So after transaction processing system, you should be able to know that we have management of information system, decision support system, management information system, decision support system, transaction processing system, purposely for transaction, decision for making decision, informed decision, and the MIS, management of information system, for storing data, for saving information data of an both human resources and non-human resources, mostly human resources. So we now have expert system. Expert system is a system that behave like a human being, but not human being, like we have in AI era now, artificial intelligence era. If I go to, when someone is sick, the person will go to clinic. I want to do, I'm having this, I'm having that. The doctor will prescribe test by testing all those. They follow the necessary procedure, then come up with a result that because of this, you need to rest for this time around. Your BP is high, your this, all those things. But when we now develop a system that when you submit your data, it will give you medical informed decision. Like, for example, you enter your data, you enter some data about your health, then the system will come back and tell you that you are having this, you use this, take this, and take this. Or a system that whenever you have somebody is building a system that inform, like taking, a particular a prescription was given to a patient, and the patient was told that you'll be taking this in the morning, evening, and afternoon and evening, 111, like 111, like that. So, and a system is being developed that will remind the user of such system. That is not totally expert, but it is also a system. It is partially expert. An AI agent, for example, is an expert system. An AI agent that monitor mostly now. No, mostly now, people find it. The AI is making us not to think widely again. Like a AI agent was developed, somebody developed AI agent that will help when once he on his system, the system is put on, the AI agent will work on the AI agent will go to the Google Chrome, launch a particular website after informing the AI, the like like a note that today I will be doing this, I will be doing that, I will be doing that. Then you put a time duration there. Once the system sees, notice that the system is on, it will keep on executing the instruction for you without you executing it on your own. So So which means a system thinking on our behalf, thinking like human being to make informed decision. Sample input, like individual is here. Let's look at the diagram to relate with. Um, sorry. So we have user interface, rule engine, knowledge base. Knowledge base is where the knowledge, the informed knowledge has been stored. So, and we have another user, the knowledge at the end, which means there is no AI agent that work on its own, or like ChatGPT, for example. Let's take ChatGPT, for example. ChatGPT does not work on its own. It work on using different repository. Whenever you now ask the system to answer a particular question, or you ask a question, it will look through, then get back, give you the result as a result of what it has gone through at its database. So, and for a database is a storage base where we have knowledge storage, or knowledge, a informed knowledge. Then we have sample input, then advised by the user. As a result of this, sorry that we are having this. um so this is expert system. So more example will be shown to. Then knowledge management system, there is another one called knowledge management system. So knowledge management system is a system that save information, manage and save information for user to use. It's just like a database where knowledge is saved. That is knowledge management system. So for example, in university, in different departments, we have different projects that has been executed by many students. So if you now have a system that can save all the projects being executed, or being done by the students, different year, with the title of the project and the purpose and what they have been able to achieve, you will see it will be easier for us to know the 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 rate, the level of projects that has been done in the department, and what how can we come in. Like for example, some students, I met some students, they are looking for something. They wanted to do, they are a project student of one of prof. They now wanted to do a project on a particular area, and that project has been done by a particular student in a particular year. They are now looking for that project, for the hard copy or write up of the project. They are now searching. So in a situation where we have a standard system that save, that has serve as a repository for all the project that have been done, we won't have any issue with that. We just go there, search for the project, then read it, and like library management system. So it's a knowledge based, knowledge management, it's a knowledge management system. So sorry for the. So we are going to, I'm coming. So now let's continue. So knowledge management system. So that is how knowledge management system work. So we now have the knowledge management system and knowledge management life cycle. So when we look at one, that is knowledge creation. You create knowledge, you create the data, you create the sources. After creating it, we will split the knowledge and that then you share the knowledge. That is the second one. While sharing the knowledge, there is a need for social communication, technical communication, and then we go to knowledge structuring. So you structure it to make it easily accessible for the user. So after structuring it, you have the product, the service, or the process that you follow. Then as well, we have the another structuring will still take place by auditing before auditing the knowledge. So let's go back to the stage of using our project as a case study. So when we have a database that has such, we go log in to the system, get search for go to our faculty, go to either the faculty, you go to the department, under your department. You still structure it further to go to different area. In each department, there are some areas as well, different discipline under the specific department. Then we still restructure it, break it down. Then when you go to the particular department that you want, then you search using the search button. So once you have the topic, you will search and you'll be able to download it, see the resources you are looking for. Then after using it, you continue to process it further. Yeah. Next slide. Next slide. Is it? Is it? It's supposed to have come. So we now want to juxtapose, we want to compare the differences and what are they having in relation. The MIS and the DSS, the management of information system and decision support system, help an organization, help a manager. A manager is an human resources that is a person that help in the coordination of a particular organization. Manage the organization means that you are taking care of everything to work as being the aim or an objective of that organization. You are pushing the organization into the right direction. That is the purpose of management. So the decision support system will help a manager to make an before taking a decision. Then the management information system will help an organization. We have an example of uh, a transaction processing system. We have bank loan management system used to verify the credit of the loan application application. There are many examples that we can see out there. Then we have another comparison here. We have transaction processing system, management information system, decision support system. So transaction processing system are used by employee to record daily routine transaction in our organization. It is also used to make structured decision. While management information system usually receive and utilize the data it get from the transaction. So transaction processing system, the output of it will serve as a data for management of information system. Then which invariably serve the decision support system, which the manager will look at from this so, and with this data that we have gathered, let's do it this way. So decision support system is the major resident of data from the lower level system, which is mainly used by senior manager in unstructured decision making. So they use the data gathered from lower level system, all the system that we have in an organization that are in lower level, we use it then before making an informed decision. So what are the advantages of a management support system? The first one is decision support. It helps us in making decision. Like, for example, uh, uh, a particular person took a loan. I could recollect during, was it not last year? Cocoa product was selling at a faster rate, at a high rate. Then I think one town was told that $10,000, and many people rush into the market this year because they still forecast it that this cocoa that we maximize profit there. If I invest in, somebody invest come into the business and invest in it, maybe the same thing will happen in the same year. And at the end of the day, this year, some it changes. There was a lower rate of the cost reduces this year drastically. I think around five, was it up to $5,000 this year. So if correct data has been gathered before the decision was taken, so it will make someone to look at that. Since it was sold at higher rate last year, many people will come, and the more the people, the more the tendency of dropping in price. Then something occur as well in food production this year. Many people, because of the high cost of food last year, many people rush into farming. They planted many things, and at the end of the day, there was a low, the price of food item dropped a little this year. So if someone now invests heavily in it and is expecting the same thing that happened in previous year, so which means the person has not gathered the right data before making decision. So it supports the decision, it supports in taking decision. The information storage and retrieval. So we easily store information and we retrieve it easily. Like that student portal, we help to store students data. You check your result there, you check your course, the courses that you register for, and you can still retrieve it. You want to print your course form, you print it there to showcase it. You are applying for scholarship, you can apply for transcript, you can print your result, screenshot the page, all those. So we can store information there, and it serve as a retriever, can still retrieve information there. Then reporting and communication. E serve as a mediums of reporting an event or communicating an event. Like our management information system, dey when we go to the university portal and we log in, there are some news we see on the portal, we can read it, or we have a transaction processing system. If there is a issue like our OPay account, our OPay app, the electronic transaction. So when we have issue with a payment, we see that it will, maybe we show queue, sometimes we see that invalid or processing. You see a report. There is always a report that will make us to have that intention that this is what is occurring or this is what we are facing. And communication, reporting and communication, it helps to communicate idea. And sometimes I could recollect during the Christmas time, there was a message on the app that seasonal greeting to you, like that. So then if there is a new rule by the CBN, maybe VAT rate increases, all those things, they still communicate to the users via the application, via the system. So then strategic planning, it make the manager to plan ahead before taking a decision or before entering into any business transaction. So it allows strategic planning. Then performance monitoring and control. It helps to assess, to evaluate our performance and how far have we gone and what have we been able to execute and what are we doing now and how can we even improve on it in order to utilize our resources better. That is performance monitoring and control. So management of information system, management support system help the manager to perform, to make, to perform, to monitor the performance of a particular product or a particular uh, uh, or a particular whether product or their produce, and make them to control and control performance monitoring and control, and it allow them to look at the like for example the data, maybe after producing a particular product in a particular year, looking at the statistic in the Excel table. They now compare it that in this year, when we produce this and with this data that we have, we were able to maximize profit and get this. So if we can improve on this, and we got the feedback from the user, they mentioned that if we can correct this and improve on our inputs, so we can have better output or better or maximize profit in a better way at the end of the day. That is why it's being used. It helps in performance monitoring and control. Then you still make sure that in this year, maybe during the end of the year auditing report by the manager and the stakeholders of the organization. So when they come together, they look at the system, they look at the data they got from the system, the results, and they come up and say and tell the organization that with this so data, with this a particular data, we'll be able to achieve this. So let's do this so that we can perform better. Then we control some certain thing in the organization. Then resource allocation. It enable effectiveness, efficient use of resources in a particular organization. For example, if like 5 people were allocated in a particular space to perform a particular job, and now look at it that when we use 5 people, this is the output. Then let's try 3 people. Let's see the output. Or when we change people, instead of using A, B, C every time, let's introduce C, D, D, E, F. Or let C be there. Let's include D, E, and C, D, E. And let's see how we are going to have the result. I heard a particular eatery. I heard of the news that when there are some people like A, B, C, they were the one monitoring the food production, and they were maximizing they are not able to maximize the profit in enough and maximize the profit very well. So and the manager just look around and say, what can we do? We bought this bag of beans, we were able to have this amount after removing the gas and the cost of production, all those things, and we are having this. There is something wrong. We're supposed to perform better. So they are not looking at it that let's do this. Change this A and B. A, B, C, change all of them. Introduce D, E, F individuals. Let them be in that row. A, B, C should go to another row. So when they change that, there was changes in the output, in the profit, and which means as you are in a particular unit or session, the more you stay there, the better you become wizard in that area. So and at the end of the day, it may affect the organization. So that is the reason why mostly in many management sector or parastatal, they change roles of individual. They post someone here, they still try to post the person to another place so that the person will not become something else in a particular unit. So resource allocation. Then they were able to, it still help us to know which resources are meant for a particular unit and how we should be sent, and how with the particular, like for example, maybe in a faculty, whenever the students want to write exam, we know the number of students in a particular faculty, we know the number of answer script that they can use. But in a situation whereby we have more question, even if we have more question, if there are 500 students in faculty, for example, and they want to write the exam in faculty, the faculty as well will break it down to the department level that we have this number of students in a particular department. So whenever they want to allocate resources, you cannot put, the more the number of students in a particular department, the more the answer scheme that will be produced for that department, and the more the human resources that will be expected to be in that department. I think we got that. And before we conclude, so we've been able to know that decision management support system aid managerial decision making and performance by providing relevant data, tools, and insights. So I want us to go. I think I'm having a missing slide here. Yeah. Let's go to that circle again. So when we extract raw material, we manufacture it, we package it, we distribute, then the product is being used, then disposed, then back to manufacturing. All these, the purpose of management support system is is just for efficient usage of resources, and to improve the performance or the output of a particular organization. So that is why we have it as, when we have a computer-based information system designed to manage for the manager, instead of manager racking his brain doing many things up and down, like in a school, for example, in a private school, secondary school, they have admin, they have principal, they have so. So when it comes to management of money, the cashier, and they don't have enough system, depending the number of students in the school, even the university, for example, a system is being used to manage the amount that we, for example, OAU allows students to pay part of their payments. Like you can pay half of your payments, half of your school fees in the first semester, you pay the second half in the second semester. So if the system is not designed very well, there may be an issue with the students' school fees. So this help the university to know if we want to take the data of the students that have paid their school fees, then the data of the students that have paid their school fees, if you have not paid, you will not be eligible to register course. That is the issue mostly we have in the, say, computer-based test. Those ones that doesn't have their name being enrolled at the back end, they have not paid. That is the reason why they find it difficult to write test, and they are allowed later. But this help, that management support system, it most of us will be using it, but we may not perceive it as this is the management support system. Anywhere we find it that they design a computer-based, maybe application, whether software, that make the management of information of that particular organization easier, instead of putting human resources, human being there, and the person will keep on monitoring what is going on, what is coming down. Like I pity those ones that were not in our era. Now we have system computer that monitor most of our activities, that help us to execute instruction now. So in the olden days that they don't have computer, you see cashier, they have their typewriter. They type the amount of the a particular voucher. They keep on typing continuously. This also we collect this amount. This also we collect this amount. This also we collect this amount. They keep their payroll, they add it together. So, and a that is very stressful. So when we have a system that execute the payment easily, so we don't have issue. Then the system cannot execute it on its own. It will execute it after providing the required data. Then, and the manager wanted to make a decision, and the manager is looking, how can I do this? How can we do that? How can we do this? So with the system developed and the monitoring of their app, like OPay, for example, OPay, they notice, let's use MTN, for example. When you are used to using MTN to make call, MTN sometimes, most time rather, they give you offer and you stop using them to make call. You stop recharging on their line, on their SIM. Then they notice it that it's been a while that you have used it. They will send an offer to you that when you load a particular amount, you'll be given a bonus of a particular amount. They are trying to attract you to bring you back to the system so that you keep on using it. Why did they know that? It's the system that the management support system developed by tracking the numbers of those that are regular with the with data usage or airtime usage. They now notice that this also A is not making call, is not using our airtime as required. Maybe you load like 5,000 minimum in a month and you just drop drastically. You don't load for most months. What is wrong? They will give you offer. After giving you offer, they want to bring you back to the level. And some people as well, maybe you've been using MTN to subscribe as your data, to do your data subscription, and you stop using it. They will give you offer for that, and you will come back. Invariably, it help the management, it help the organization to make decision, to make informed decision and plan. And everything is just for, once you hear management, they are for private maximization. So they use that data that they got from their system, from their management support system, to give a particular offer for a particular individual. I will recollect the Go TV also, they are into that as well. When you don't subscribe for a particular month, they will give you offer for, when you subscribe for a month, they give you 2 months, 3 months, like that, free of charge. So that will attract you. Then you continue subscribing. Yeah. So as for you to test their system back. So it focuses on managerial use of information resources. So how can we make use of this information that we have in order to make the company or organization maximize profit? And as well, for engineer, the so that is why we have management support system, and most of us will be using it. You go to First Bank, you go to GTB, you go to, irrespective of your bank, you take your data, you register there. You don't even need to provide many things. Once you have your BVN, you don't have issue. And that is where the informed decision is made. And recently, most Nigerians are shouting about they are talking about the tax, for the tax that was approved last year, that will be started this year. And most people are now saying that, how will they know the particular amount I earn? How will they know that I'm earning this? Like some people are working remotely, they are earning in pounds or dollar, in foreign currency, and they are not paying tax to the government. The government finally, some people will now say, how will they know it? How will the government know that I'm earning this type so amount? The government will know, because there has been a system. The system is a system, and you cannot bypass the system. The system has been created already. Without your BVN, you cannot operate bank accounts. And if not for the electronic, the OPay that allow some manipulation, but mostly they have eradicated that. So your BVN will be used to track your daily transaction and the amount that enter into your account and how much you have been using without looking at, irrespective of the bank account that you are running. If you are running 20 bank accounts, there is no problem. Once your BVN is there, you don't have issue. Then as well, the immigration unit, the Nigerian Immigration Commission, when we go there, you want to register for passport or your passport has expired, you want to update it, you want to renew it. There was what they call standard, and the electronic passport system now it has been introduced. So this one will help us to plan better, to improve on our managerial on our task execution, and which make us perform make the organization efficient enough. So in a situation whereby you just bring your passport, you show it to a screen and scan it, it allow you. And if it expire, it will scan it and reject you. So that is a standard system, and it is also management support system, a system that make work easier and faster, and also allow the manager to track what has been going on in the organization or in the institution or in the parastatals, in order to plan ahead and make decision for at a particular period of time. So that is management support system. I hope most of the things that we've been seeing, we've been relating with, we will have been relating, we can now see that most of them are management support system. But the category, the types of management support system that they based on is what we can now identify on our own. That in bank, what are they using? What software are they using? And whenever you mention payroll like this, you already know the type of management support system that one supports. And whenever you mention information retrieval in a particular website, or you go to our management information system in the university, or you want to print, you want to have your ID card, you want to have those things, many things that we perform there, or we want to have the list of students in a particular register for a particular course, all those things, they have management information system, which is a subset of management support system. So the entire management support system, transaction processing system, decision support system, expert system, and knowledge based system, all of them, there are many. So we are just talking about those five, and all of them are management support system. And the work they perform purposely is for to manage, for planning and decision making. I hope we'll be able to gain one or two things from the lecture. And when we move around, we use a particular app, we go to a particular website, we should be able to classify them, and we should be able to know their purpose and what are they being used for. Uh, Thank you. So that is all for now. Thank you. Is it?